Welcome, traders, to another Tickmill trading update with me, Patrick Munley. Want to update some of the FX majors, starting with the dollar index here and running long positions personally on the range break on Friday, taking us through that 103.50 since extended to the upside and have taken the first look at 104.50. What I'd be anticipating now is the potential for a pause here and a corrective pullback to retest this 103.60, 103.50 prior, obviously, resistance to act as support. And if buyers step back in and reload there, then I'm looking for the next upside objective, which will move up to 105, which is weekly and daily projected range resistance. And then as pullbacks again, any pullbacks remain supported into the 104.50s. We then have a couple of upside objectives. Firstly, we have trend channel resistance and monthly projected range resistance. The current weekly R3 coming in at 105.30s. And we also have an equality objective versus this larger swing structure and the 102.50 swing low, which would give us 105.80s. And that will be taking us up into this major weekly trend line resistance coming off the highs that we saw back in 2022. That would be a third test of that trend channel resistance, and more often than not, we would be anticipating some type of response there. So we'll see how this develops, but certainly at the moment we're looking for 103.50 to potentially act as support. Let's move it over to the euro and see where we are there. Similar story, obviously, with the euro being one of the largest constituents of the dollar index itself. We had this consolidation phase, very choppy action. We've since broken down. We've taken out the 107. Well, we're testing the 107.30. That's the equality objective versus the swing structure that we have in play, and the 109.90 swing high. We're trying to find some support here, but I would anticipate that unless we can get a move back through the 108 handle daily projected range resistance, that we're going to extend to the downside. We've got a cluster of targets down here. We have weekly projected range support 106.70s, monthly projected range support 106.50s. And we also have the 131 extension of the current swing structure that we have in play. I would note that on the weekly time frame, we are sitting right on the trend line support from our 2022 lows, 107.30s, as I mentioned in the last update. So this is really going to be a key area, key test, and we'll see if there is any support for the euro here. But given the structural position of the dollar at the moment, and also importantly with the dollar, we have a pretty decent short position running through the CFTC data versus the other dollar majors. So that offers obviously more fuel to a continued squeeze in terms of dollar longs and a euro short. Let's take a look at sterling. Sterling again, it's been in this broader range, 126 down to the 126 up to the 128 handle, and obviously in line with the dollar index, we've broken to the downside. We are testing the equality objective here, the 125.40s, and also the trend line support and the yearly pivot here on the weekly time frame. So again, we want to pay attention to how sterling responds here. This stage, I would be anticipating that any corrections back into this 126.20, 126.40 area will likely see some resistance on the initial test. It's then going to be a question as to whether or not we roll over and take out the current lows and trade lower 124.70s, 124 as next downside objectives, or if we could make a secondary low and then look for an extension to the upside, which would mean that we hold that weekly trend line, which would also have implications, obviously, for the euro attempting to hold its weekly trend line, and that would then feed into the dollar index story. So we're testing some really pivotal levels here in these FX majors, and the next few days are going to be key. But like I say, currently my view is running the 103.30 dollar index long, looking for any pullbacks into 103.50 now to find support for another leg to the upside, looking for that weekly trendline test on the dollar index, which is around that 105.50, 105.80. As always, traders, plan the trade the plan, and most importantly, manage your risk. Until next time, thanks very much.